Mm.
All right, ladies and gentlemen of the world, welcome back to another TI Testimonies. This is no reality show. This is not about drama. This is not for your entertainment. This is the highest priority message to everyone worldwide about ongoing, overlooked, and covered up crimes, pure evils, and threats to us all, to national and international security, and these operations that you're about to hear about, these programs, these projects, these things that I've just described and that will be described more in this video are threats to you all. So please listen up very closely to what we're about to say, because this is a public service announcement for all governments worldwide, for the news media, for every man, woman, and child intelligent enough, capable enough, and brave enough to listen to this message and join us in this fight against the very real forces of evil. This is Jacqueline. Jacqueline is a target individual, one of the many uncountable amount. I believe it is over 100 million now. Some say it's hundreds of millions and counting worldwide victims of unspeakably heinous crimes against humanity and beyond crimes, acts of evil that have been going on for decades. Please help us by listening to this message. Jacqueline, is there anything you want to say to people worldwide that you've been waiting to say to people? If this message went viral, how could this message right now and what you say right now help to change the whole world and help to save their lives?
Hi, I'm very glad to be on this platform tonight. My name is Jacqueline Zamora. I'm from Del Rio, Texas. I was raised here in this town. Most of you that have heard of this town, it's a military town where the best training pilots for war are trained. And so I live in a not very small, but a medium-sized community where a lot of things are controlled. Also, our Del Rio, Texas is a border town to Ciudad Acuña, Coahuila, which is Mexico. A lot of you are going to recognize now where I'm at because this is where the 140,000 Haitians were underneath the bridge and all that immigration situation that went global. This is where I'm at. I live on this side. Ciudad Acuña is known also a lot for George Strait's song in a bar in Acuña called Mon Crosby's. So now you can relate. A lot of famous people have come through here, but now I'm going to shorten it. That this is where I'm at. Basically, I've been a target for over 5 years, not knowing that I was a target back since 2018. My career was in sales, corporate sales, marketing, and also I worked for the government. I had done 2 census terms and I also did the centennial part. I was hired by a contracted government that did the centennial, which means that they do just contracts on the hillsides of West Texas Valley, like all the Southwest Texas hillside. And so I was a field representative working as a field officer in that area. And basically what happened, my story is now connected to all of that. During the time that I worked for the Census Department for that centennial part, I had gone to the training in Colorado. In this place, I got very sick on the second day, and I talk about it. It's very difficult for me to bring it up, but I think that the awareness of what we're trying to say here is not to make something to entertain you. This is true facts, and these are things that we're all subject to when you work for certain entities of government and power. We never realized that they might have chosen us to be a target for them and to be used by them. During the time that I was working there, I was in a contract and I was training. I felt very sick. I ended up in my room, and I was being scanned. That's what I could see. It's like when you buy milk or something and there's a scan in the back, and that's what I saw in front of me, just scanning until I passed out. I didn't understand. I didn't bring it up to no one. When I woke up, it had been 3 hours later. I get up, I go back to my training class, and then I proceeded, didn't say nothing to no one. I realized like after that, I didn't see anything in my body or anything until I came back to my hometown to start working, that they had placed something in my hand, which now we know it's a chip because now it's been MRI'd and by some investigative group, and now they've realized what they had done to me. When I come back home, I was working and I thought my life was, kind of normal. And I'll go back when they found out in 2021. So all this time I just thought, I don't know, did I have that there or not? I don't know. But anyhow, some of the things that have happened since then is that my community, I started being targeted by people that were hired by the Border Patrol and a group of what they call them. They're, I don't know if he was, I don't know if to call him a controller or what, but this person started persecuting me along, defamating me. They had pre-planned a defamation of character throughout my community. I didn't even know that that was happening in 2020. All this time they had been colluding against my will and against me, not even knowing. They had set up at the hospital. We only have one hospital in Del Rio, and they had set up with someone there that I had mental papers, that I was a mental patient or something. And I was in a marketing meeting one night at a restaurant with some people, and I had some woman come up to me in 2018 and tell me, this is what they're doing to you at the hospital. They said that you're mental. Since she knew me, she was like, I didn't know you were mental. I didn't know blah, blah, blah. And I thought, what are you talking about? What I'm trying to explain to you is that all these things that have been happening to me now, it's all connected to government, to Border Patrol, to police officers, to FBI, and to this whole collusion of what these people do to gain money from the state and human traffic you. Now, let me explain a little bit, because a lot of you, that's a lot what I just said. But when you're a targeted individual, what they do is that they slander, they premeditate all these slanders and false accusations and allegations against you behind your back. You start seeing that the community and your family and your friends start moving away from you, and they start saying to them that you're being under investigation. I had family members that sold out to them. They were bribed and given cars and money and I don't know what else. And so this is very detrimental to anyone that's out there, that if your family member tells you somebody's following me, don't take it up as they're mental. Take it up as, let me see what is really going on. Start caring about your family. If you say you love your family or you love your friends, listen to them. It's like all these people that commit suicide and nobody ever heard them out. Nobody listens to what they're saying. And you know what? This kind of footprint that they use on their targets. And when I mean footprints, is that they isolate you, they talk behind your back, they tell your family you're crazy, they tell the community that you steal babies, that you like kids, little kids, and they slander your name so bad. They smear your name so bad because that's the campaign rule that they have to use in order to navigate in the community with different ethnicity groups and with different social groups that you had. So they know if these people she hung out with are very smart, we're going to say this to them. And then we're going to try to get them a job very far away. So you see, they'll start hacking your phone, hacking your life completely, and they study your life. They go behind your life. They start knowing who's your friend, who's not your friend. They hear conversations on you. If you got in a fight with somebody, they're like, okay, good. We got that one. We're going to go and talk to that person because now we know that person hates her. Oh, she's going out with this guy. How can we slander her with him? And then they create all these stories, and they collude with so many people that hate you or that do not hate you. And they use sheriffs. They use police officers, people in uniform, to make it very real to the community, to any place that you step into, because now you become a target. Now they know they're going to make millions off of you. That's where the human trafficking starts. You see, Muling, people always hear drugs, that you mule and drugs and they make money. No, they mule you. They use your name, they slander you, they put you through all of this, and then they fund money. Okay? You've listened to a lot of TIs, and there is a footprint of a profile of what they do. And if in many cases, we all are targeted differently. Remember, target individuals, the things that are done to them are at different levels. This has different levels of what they do to you. In my case, they went international because I live right across the border, and I always go there shopping, and I have to go there for whatever I need to go. And they made sure that they did this to me internationally to make it very real. I tried to ask for help. I left this city. I left town. They followed me. They went all over the place. Anywhere that I go, they do the same thing. I try to work selling solars. They go to the communities where I work at, and they say, put alerts stating that I'm a mental person, that I don't even work for the company, that it's a lie, and that for people to just shut the door or not even open the door. And then if I go to another community, then now they say now that you're a pedophile, and now they get security to help them. They make it so real because they have a pull with the police, and they have a pull with people in uniform that call in and they say anything they want about you. And now you're out of your Del Rio jurisdiction. Now you're in another town. So they have a lot of control by the police or the fire department or whoever they called, or any organization that has a badge and that puts out a fake paperwork on you, a mental paperwork.
So they have set you up just like many other targets in the similar fashions as has been described in the targeting exposed document that you saw, where they're framing you at your jobs, they're setting you up to lose your ways of making money, destroy your livelihood, so that they can, in hopes, get you to commit crimes and then set you up for those crimes and basically destroy your life in any way, shape, or form. Is that what they're doing?
This is one of the things that I've come to realize. At first, I just thought when they were persecuting me, they used the fire department of the city. When you get into a city, I left from Del Rio to McAllen. That's 7 hours away from my hometown. And I figured, well, I'm going to go work there. They're going to leave me alone, because if they don't want me in town, well, I guess I'll leave somewhere else to live and to work so I can provide for myself. I have my finances. I have mortgage to pay. I have gas to put in my vehicle. I need to make my own finances, my own money, so I can survive, so I can keep going. Well, guess what? I get there, and there was a fire department with all the lights. They do the light show. A lot of people don't understand that. They use light shows. They have the fire department ring their siren on you when you arrive. Then you have the community city trucks come after you wherever you're working. They have your phones hacked. Everything that monitors you, they have it hacked in order to follow you.
To clarify this is sensitization and psychological operations being conducted to make the victims appear and sound crazy about the things that they're intentionally doing to do that, to cause that to happen.
Exactly. And they work with all the community. They make sure that they go to the right people that is going to believe what they're saying.
Neighborhood watch.
Neighborhood watch. Yes.
Anybody that can.
Yes. In my case, I had to recruit new clients at the flea market, because the flea markets in McAllen are the largest ones on the region of the coastline. And what happens here is that's where you can meet a lot of people from different communities and different little subdivisions or sub areas from McAllen. So a lot of little cities, right? You can find a lot of people and do your recruiting there. So I was out there, and Lord and behold, I'm standing there talking as people come by, and all of a sudden on such day, I started noticing that something changed. That where we had our marketing table, and you have neighbors that are selling other things across from you, next to you. They were real nice at first. After they reported what they needed to do to sabotage my finances, all of these people started putting all these little lights that flicker. And one of the guys next to me, he put a light that flickered. And now that sounds like, well, that's normal. No, it's not. No, it's not when you're using it to sabotage and to harass someone and to slander them. At that point, I knew something's not right. Then all of a sudden, nobody's talking to you anymore. Everybody's kind of like just staring at you, watching you, like surveilling you. And the day before, they were real nice to you, offering you sodas, being nice to you. And all of a sudden, they're not. It's like all of them, not one, but everybody around you. Then this woman comes up and says, oh my God, she's a woman that comes out on Facebook on the social thing that in Spanish saying, oh, she takes kids, she does this. And it's a lie from the pit of hell. That's the kind of slander they put on TIs. You're always targeted by the worst kind of labels that you can ever say about someone. And let me say this, I'm not a criminal. I don't have a background as a criminal. I haven't been in prison doing time or nothing. I didn't grow up that way. Now, I don't judge people. If you grow up in a broken marriage and everything was awful at home, well, I'm sorry, but I didn't grow up that way. I grew up with Catholic parents, good to me. My father worked in the oil field. We were good people, good neighbors. My parents taught me values, morals. They taught me how to respect others. I'm not out here trying to pretend something that I'm not. I'm coming out here to say the truth and to help others that are going through this. And that because they don't know the level of what a TI goes through, you don't understand that if any side that you're on, I'm here for both sides. I'm here because of the people that they pay. They pay you with cash. They pay you with prepaid cards, with food cards, or with drugs, whoever you are that they hire to destroy our lives, to follow us, to cause humiliation and say things that we never have done. My God, how are you? I start to wonder, how is this community being built up when you're terrorizing the whole community on lies? You're calling me things that I've never been and never will be. Then you don't only do that, but you try to destroy my finances. You sabotage my life. You ruin my relationships, my social relationships, my circle, my family. You separate us. You kill us.
It says in the Bible that they would do these things to us, that we'd be persecuted, slandered, called the worst of the worst things. And, the synagogue of Satan, those that pretend to be Jews, or, the Jesuit order, all these Illuminati people would be involved, the satanic secret societies, and, people that they can deceive to get to do this stuff. But that's the Bible. Let's just move on beyond religion, and let's get to stone cold facts.
Yes.
People being stalked around. People are being trafficked in their sleep at night with a virtual simulated sensory reality. Being brain hacked, as you say, if you will. Cyber rape, cyber torture, cyber terrorism, cyber trafficking, cyber murder, cyber genocide. The official terms that the United Nations calls it, which I believe the United Nations is also a primary solution threat, Trojan horse. But we won't get into that either. Straight to the facts. What they are doing right now is not only framing people for what they actually are themselves or involved with, like, genocide, murder, terrorism, rape, pedophilia, human trafficking, mind control, deception, Satanism, you name it. They're doing that to not only flip the narrative around and stay as the authority figures, much like the devil would pretend to be God to deceive the whole world into worshiping him instead of rejecting and rebuking him, and his son would pretend to be Christ to deceive the whole world into worshiping him instead of calling him the Antichrist that he is. Stuff like that. So what they're doing is they're inverting reality on people, slowly using people like us, using renegades, using, even, John F. Kennedy, Martin Luther King, people that, helped to change the world, that were outspoken, powerful leaders that are threats to their systems of slavery and tyranny and devilry and control. So what they're doing is they're persecuting us and calling us what they are or are covering up and involved in that they want you to, without even knowing it, support and help to go on. So they're like elementary school bullies that slander the victim and call them names So that way, everyone else who's a little child has to go along with those narratives or they'll get targeted and bullied too. So the bully is the big pyramid of control, whoever's at the top of the pyramid, and everyone else is the bullies, the little you-know-what. So that's basically what I perceive is going on here. Not to be disrespectful, I apologize for my analogies and my language, but, with all due respect to everyone in God, on behalf of everyone in God, this evil needs to come to an end.
Yes. One of the reasons that I accepted to come on this call, this is very, very difficult to open wounds that are still healing in my journey, in this that's been done to me. I feel that, not that I feel that I know that my civil rights have been violated. When I would extend myself to go to lawyers in Houston, they would have people, those stalkers, they call them fly monkeys. Now, fly monkeys are all the people that they hire, that they follow you, they roar their mufflers, they try to put a lot of fear in you by following you, a lot of tactical gang stalkers. They perps and they do a lot of these tactical things, which is military tactical things to destroy, to make you fearful, to cause anxiety, to make you crazy pretty much. But this is what happens. A lot of us, we have a connection with God, and a lot of you don't believe in God, and it's fine. But I could tell you this much. I'm not only here speaking to you 5 years later because I'm here sitting not knowing where I came from or who's my Lord. I've had to be in prayer every day because not only am I attacked in the flesh, I am attacked spiritually. Okay. These kind of tactics that they pull on you are very, very satanic, very, very detrimental to every area of your life. I'm here because there's so many people out there that have no clue what's going on, and they're scared and they're committing suicide, and they're just destroying themselves within because they feel that this is their life, that this is how it's supposed to be. It's not. This was created by men. It's been happening. This is the new slavery, because if you take me and you make money out of my name, my good name, and you slander me and you make money out of me, and then you put me where you want me to be, you say things that you want me to do. Like if I get a job somewhere, I get hired somewhere, and what happens? Every time that I get hired, they make a phone call and they get me out of the job, because now these people said that I was stupid, I was mental, I was the worst human being in the community, and they make a phone call and I lose my job. And I'm talking about marketing director job. I'm not talking about sweeping the floor, and I have nothing against people that sweep the floor. But I'm telling you something. Some of us, we have had careers. We've worked in very important industries. We've done great things in our life, and we don't deserve this. And I'm not saying that because you haven't, that you deserve it. No, no one deserves to have their civil rights violated. For when you want to speak out, somebody pulls out some mental card, some mental paper that is fake. These people have gone beyond to destroy who I am. They've gone beyond for me not to speak out, and they continue to do it. Luckily, and I'm going to say what happened here. At the beginning of 2021, they had the whole community line up at the country club. Now, people would call and say, hey, did that happen? Well, the people that did it are not going to tell you, yeah, we did it, right? They're going to hide behind the veil like they have, like cowards, like they have for a long time. When 140,000 Haitians were out there, 14,000 Haitians were down there, they didn't want me to get near the reporters because they didn't want me to speak out what was happening to me at the time, okay? They've tried to avoid my speech, me speaking out and saying what has been done to me. Every time that I speak out, they come harder at me because they don't want to be discovered. They don't want the truth to be unveiled because they lied so many lies, and they used the community. They put people against me. And I'll say this. I did have a lot of enemies. I had people that are very insecure about who they are. I had a person that I was with that was rolling around with other people. What do I mean by that? That these people will collude. Oh, I want her out of the way. Here you go. Here's some couple of thousands. Let's do whatever we need to do. Listen, it's enough. A lot of people are suffering at the hands of all of these people that make money out of us. I'm just one in Del Rio. A lot of people here know what has happened to me, and they have remained quiet because they say, well, it's because all the big organizations came against you. The person that was a contractor, he's a border patrol. Now, I don't blame the guy. He didn't do everything. He couldn't have done everything by himself. He used the school district, which is where I live. Across the street is an elementary school. I've lived here most of my life. Never have had a problem. Well, now I do. Now they've done a lot to me. It's destroyed my family. It's destroyed a lot of my social circle. A lot of people that I thought were my friend are not my friend, but they put fear in them. And also they had businesses. So the threat was, if you remain with Jackie or around her, you're going to go down with her. So a lot of people started pulling away from me. They didn't even want it. And then they started believing all the stuff they were saying, because they're so good at fabricating all these false papers and narratives because they have a uniform. You see, I grew up just like many of you. If something's wrong or somebody wants to break in your house or wants to do something, you call the police. And I believed everybody was a good police. I grew up, if there's a fire, you call the fire department. I grew up believing in my constitutional rights, in my civil rights. I'm not one that grabs the flag and goes down the street and makes you vote for whoever you want. But sadly, the people that came against me are the opposite voters of who I voted for. Now, having said that, I'm not going to go into details with that. But what I could tell you is that as a community or as a nation, the more we use this community, as it could look nice through the outside, but it's very broken system through the inside. Because if you have
Sorry, we're having some technical difficulties right here.
do this to someone,
All right. Sorry about that, guys.
to do this to someone, if you have to use all these lies to come at me, I mean, you use the whole village to come against me. Obviously, I'm not the powerful one. It's God in me. God is powerful. You can't shut me down because I'm a child of God and I know who I belong to. Now, for all the satanic people that are behind it, I really don't care. That's your prerogative. You want to be a Satanist? Fine, be a Satanist. You want to be a Zionist? Be a Zionist. You want to be a Baptist? Be a Baptist. I'm a Christian. I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe in right and wrong. I believe that you don't build by breaking down a community, by having lawlessness in a community.
No,
All
that's
these
what the
people,
devil does. That's
yeah,
what the forces of evil do. They
yes,
build by breaking. They break
they come to
down to
kill, steal, and
rebuild
destroy.
up. And that's what
Now,
they're doing to people worldwide with this program. They're trying to break us down to build us up the way they want us to be as Manchurian candidates with
correct.
all their handling going on. And
Now,
what you said, I want to touch on that real quick before you go any further. I want to reiterate what you just said. These Satanists, what did you say, Luciferians, or these Baphometists? These Baphometists. And you're a Christian. A lot of us are Christian, if not most, if not all of us, are really Christian or believe in God in some way, shape, or form. And we're being persecuted. But we have to remember in our faith and in many other faiths and religions and mythologies, there are teachings about those that come in the name of God and the name of Jesus Christ, or the name of Christ in general, claiming to be that. And what they're doing is what she was just saying, dividing and conquering us. They're trying to divide and conquer and create confusion, disbelief, doubt, and keep you in a state of not knowing, in a state of ignorance, thinking it's blissful, so that way they can deceive you and turn you against the real people of God, thinking that they're the complete opposite and that you're of God when you're actually working for these satanic forces, deceiving you. As it says, they will deceive the whole world. So I just wanted to reiterate that for you all.
yes. And many of us as Christians, we pray for our persecutors because that's what the Bible says. We're supposed to pray for everyone, but I think that us coming out on a platform, it's to save many people that you guys are trying to destroy every day. You wake up with a plan of how to destroy me and all those other people that are out there that are suffering in your hands because of what you've done, because of the slander and the lies that you have created. You have taken a whole community, you've taken churches against me. I'm going to tell you how bad this there's different levels to a target's life. Mine went international, okay? Anywhere that I would step into, any jurisdiction, they had Black Card follow me, come out with some paperwork saying that I was mental and not to listen to me, okay? And this is what they do so that you don't have any legal help. I've had to go through too many things.
People, but this is really going on. There's evidence. You know, I will attest to this happening, not internationally for me because I didn't go international, but I could tell you between the states nationally, you know, no matter where you go, you know, you may be good for a couple days, maybe a couple weeks, couple months, whatever. All of a sudden, you know, whether you're at your job, you're in your neighborhood, you know, you're walking on the streets, everyone's going to treat you differently. Now, rumors are being spread about you out of nowhere. It's beyond coincidence. It's so obvious that, you know, there's pure evil taking place. People are attacking you, your image, your name. They're trying to systematically sabotage you.
Correct. One of the things that they use very strongly, it's the community policing. And the community, now so that you guys know, the police department has some type of website where they fill in someone's name saying that this person's mental or has amnesia or something, that they forget where they go. And all they have to do is put you on that list and put a picture of you. And then the police, if they're the helpers of the colluders that go after you, the chasers, the stalkers, the gang stalkers, the harassers, all they have to do is put out the alert. And then you see everybody just moving away from you and treating you differently. Some of these people get so angry because they call you a pedophile, and then they start reacting to you personally. They take it at a personal level because maybe they were raped by some pedophile and you're not a pedophile, but they've named you on an alert. And that's what makes a difference.
These people too.
And let me say this. One of the things that you guys are doing, you're not just trying to destroy my life, but really what you sow, you shall reap. Every word that has come out of anyone in Del Rio, internationally, any state about me, you shall reap. You have caused me a lot of distress. You have cost me my family. You have cost me many, many things, my finances, but you shall reap what you sowed. And all of you who are reaping by destroying all these targeted peoples that you want, that you have come out. There's so many people coming out for years suffering at your hands and watching their families being destroyed within because of you. You guys are doing something wrong. That's evil. That's satanic. Okay? You're either going to work for God and you're going to be in the truth and the light and you're going to do what is right. And this life is about choices. And I'm going to tell you this much. You already made a wrong choice. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that you're getting paid all this money, whatever it is. It's never going to be fruitful because it doesn't come from a good place. It doesn't come from a good ground. It comes from destroying others. You shall reap what you sowed. Listen to my words. I'm out here, not just as a person that's been targeted and suffered. I've been raped. I've been threatened. I've been everything. You've done everything to me because of your slander. This was all caused by a manipulation of people in Del Rio, Texas.
This isn't justice.
It's sad.
You're not serving justice. You're systematically sacrificing people.
Exactly. He went on to say the person that did this to me had asked me to go to his cabin. His name is Richard McGuire. He's part of the contractors of who did this to me. They're protecting him because he's Border Patrol and he's found drugs and he's come out in newspapers of the border. I don't care. You did something really wrong to me and you never fixed it. I gave them a lot of time for them to go out there and say the truth. And you know what they came up with? Well, let's just keep calling her mental. And now he sabotages my jobs. I got a job where they paid me to take me in an airfare all the way to Houston for me to work with this national company in solars. He went through every HOA community and different districts and different cities that I was in to work, and called me all sorts of names to jeopardize my job, to humiliate me, and for nobody to really allow me to sell or open the doors to me. So he's shutting down and sabotaging my finances. And this is not just him, it's the group of people. They have a lot of American people here that when all of this went down with me, my ex-boyfriend was a white male. His cousin, they made him believe. It's a big story. I don't want to get into all of it, but they made him believe that I was going to do something to his kid. So he went on to tell the military all sorts of things. I had all these military people following me around, Texas troopers, Texas state trucks, all these people calling me, telling everyone in my town that I was this horrible person, that they should be careful with me. They used my cousins, they used my friends. They lied about me, and they took the money because they have businesses.
Strategy too. What they're trying to do is use you to divide the entire community everywhere you go. It's
how are you?
Two.
I wonder, how are we building a community anywhere when you're destroying it and you're the criminal? This is illegal actions. If you're getting paid $1 or you're getting paid drugs to follow me around and to destroy me and to slander me and put my picture through everywhere, I'm going to say something. Federal agents got a hold of a lot of pictures that they were sending out in 2021 because we have one mall in Del Rio. They were using the mall parking lot because they talked to the owner and they had people parking there, and they would hire them and tell them, go off and follow her, take pictures of her and put it on your Facebook and slander her. So all these people, imagine, everybody has 200 friends on Facebook. They were throwing my face everywhere through all social media accounts, saying horrible things about me. And these people were sending it from state to state. I couldn't even drive from here to San Antonio, 2 hours away, because all the communities from here to there, they had the community watch. Even community people get out of the way because they have the Masons, the Elks Lodge, every organization after me. Okay?
We got
They were saying that I was a threat.
They employ to destroy, and they deteriorate to dominate.
Correct. And what they're doing is to try to slow kill you. They used, let me say, microwaves. That's what it's called.
Directed energy weapons.
Yes. And what they do, this is a military tactic. They use these, what I saw was like this box. The guy was inside the truck and I was standing. It was during the storm that we had in Del Rio where the snow came down and a lot of snow and there was no water. We had to stand outside of HEB for 2 hours, and I had a wool long coat, and this guy in a black truck, in a Dodge truck, was sitting there with this device pointing it right at my chest. And I didn't know what really it meant until I started feeling that all my breast was on fire. And now that I hear what exactly all these other people that are being burned and all the burning, the only thing that I honestly will tell you is I started pleading the blood of Jesus. I turned around, I put my hands in a cross. I had a wool coat on, a very thick wool coat on. And even though I had the wool coat, when my hands were in my pockets, that's when I started feeling it, because it was directly going through my breast. He was targeting my breast.
But and then keep in mind, people, that this is, these weapons are directed energy weapons, microwave weapons, which they're using to not only burn people and, cause cancer and other illnesses slowly over time and get away with it, covering it up. They're also, stimulating private parts, stimulating people's kids and their private parts, trying to force people to experience arousal, anger, any emotion, anything that they can to affect their targets. So these are very real, and there have been many people that have come forward. You can see targetingexposed.com. Robert Duncan, he worked for the CIA, DARPA, the Department of Defense. He came forward as a whistleblower who personally helped to develop these microwave weapons, and now they use them on him. So what she's saying is irrefutably proven facts. This is not a debate or a conspiracy. Sorry.
Listen, and when this was happening, obviously, myself that I was there, I put my arms, I put them in a cross, and I remember praying and just pleading the blood of Jesus and saying Psalm 91. After that, the line started moving and nothing happened to me. But right before that, there was 3 people behind me, and the 4th person was a lady. All of a sudden, that lady falls, has a heart attack, and the ambulance picks her up. What I've known for now that I know what this can cause is also a heart attack. Maybe that man wasn't able to hurt me, but he tried it on somebody else, and it did hurt that 4th person that was behind me. And the ambulance got there and took that lady. She had a heart attack instantly. So I
I'd like
know.
to add real quick that they have, and this is old technology. They have more advanced now, but they have a special thing they call a wand, and it's
Yes,
much like a taser, and they can hit somebody with this wand, and it mimics cardiac arrest or a heart attack. So it looks
correct.
like death of natural causes. So they have much more advanced technologies than that now. So, but they,
Correct.
you can see tinyurl, tinyurl.com/ all exposed to hear a government whistleblower from the CIA tell you himself that they use these technologies. But go ahead,
Yes.
sir.
What I'm trying to explain here is that there's so many things that have been done to me. I've been, like I said, violated. Um, Everything in the book. I went to the police department. They took pictures, and they, because I didn't have the guy next to me. Now I realize, like any woman that gets violated, they have to find the guy on top of you, or if he penetrated you, then they'll take that, and then they'll try to see if they find him. He didn't penetrate me, but he did violate my body without my permission. But he was threatening me because my ex's cousin had sent him, and he's the military guy that said that I was going to do something to his family. This man that came here was an ex-military. He was retired, the guy that came in here. And he said that that family had sent him and said that for me to shut the fuck up, because if not, they were going to do more to me. He was going to do more to me, and he was sent to kill me, but he didn't kill me, obviously, because I'm here on this channel talking to you. But anyhow, what I'm trying to say to you all is that this is not funny. This is not fun and games. A lot of the community has participated knowingly that they were just getting paid, and they knew that this was not true. A lot of people, I've worked in the community for a very long time. I've worked for Corey dealership. He has a lot of dealerships here. I've worked for AT&T. I've worked for T-Mobile. I've worked for big corporations in town. And I'm going to tell you this: being in the forefront with salespeople, with your clients, a lot of people meet you. A lot of people greet you. So a lot of people remembered me, and a lot of people said, "Listen, this is what they're saying to you about you." When this started all happening, my community took it in their hands to take some of the people from the military to the country club, to the Elks Lodge, to different places here in town to speak very badly about me, to get all these people to collude with them, because Richard decided that he was a contractor and he was going to take me down no matter what, because he had received money from different other people that I will not mention right now, but that are involved, that are realtors, that are people that work in the community making pulls. I'm not sure if he gave him money, but I know his mom did. A lot of things that are not right, that were never right. This is all attached to the targeting that they have done to me. One of the things that I want to make very clear to all of you is that every time that you come against someone, you're coming against not just them, you're coming against everything that they've worked all their life to have. And they haven't done anything to you. I'm not a criminal. I have a clear record. Before I got this job with Solars, they have to do a global background check on you. They have to do a whole bunch to clear you in order for you to knock someone's door. So how is it that you just walk into a HOA and put me in wrong with everyone? How dare you? How can you? Why do you do this? Why? Besides the money that you make, do you have any conscience about that you are going to be caught? Because now, luckily, in my case, one of the biggest reasons that I'm out here talking to you is because my community decided to destroy me so much that they started at the church where I grew up. I grew up at a Catholic church. I went to Catholic school there as a child. That's where they held a whole bunch of meetings to put people against me, the Catholic. And most of these people here are Catholic. And then the next half is the Christian people. Let me say this. Everything that has been done to me, it can happen to you. I'm the one taking all the hits right here. I'm Hispanic. I'm taking all the hits for a lot of people in Del Rio. A lot of people that have been interviewed by the private investigators, federal investigators, they have said, well, if they did that to her, I can't even imagine what they would do to us. We feel so horrible. We feel so horrible for what this woman is going through, because nobody should be treated this way. Nobody should go through what she's going through. I can't even imagine. And so a lot of people are holding on to the truth and being quiet because they're afraid of their own community that they live in because of what's happened. Now, one of the things that you all need to know is that anyone, as long as they get a doctor, in my case, they got doctor and a whole bunch of people that make the fake papers for mental. They use family, they convinced them, they manipulated them, and they bribed them. And then they told them that, oh no, you're helping us out. Not knowing that those people that went there to talk to them are the criminals, are the ones that created this whole organization. They're the ones bringing this community down.
Exactly.
Yes.
They're the ones. Drugs, the CIA was pumping drugs. The war on crime, they were the criminals. The war on terror, they were the terrorists. The war on everything the world beyond, it's usually them.
Yes. And it's very detrimental because you guys are seeing these are the end days. I don't care if you know the Bible or not. Life is telling you where we're at. And if you can't see that, then you must be very stupid. Now, I'm sorry to cuss and say that word, but if you can't realize in what time we're on, there's something wrong with you. Wake up.
We're not against you.
This is real.
You people. You people in the government, you know this is real. You know that, whether you believe in the Bible, whether you believe in God or not, you can see corruption is among you. Evil is among you. Control. They have control.
Manipulation.
And they are doing evil. And you know what? How they control you the most? With words, with what you think, perceive, and believe, and money. Money.
Exactly.
Why money? Because of your fears, your survival, your family, your children, your sustenance, your getting by, your livelihood. But you have to choose here and there. Do you choose your survival or do you choose your salvation?
And listen, one of the things that these people do, why do they destroy my credibility when I'm in another town? Because supposedly they have to go tell that town what they said about me here. They don't just do it because of that. They do it because they get paid to do it. These people are so greedy with money because nothing. How can you lie about me and keep up this lie and use the community, use the school district? These people use this school district in front of my house. They use the principal. She went along with it. She lied to the community, to the parents.
They get so many people involved in it that the more people they get involved in it, they probably figure, it's just another person. I'm just another one. It's another big, there's so many people doing it. Who cares? But it matters. It matters, people. And you need to be the one. Imagine if you're the one that doesn't do it. Imagine how many people would care in the right ways and how powerful and how much of a hero you yourself would be.
And beyond that, if you came here to this world to harm others, if that's if this is what you really came for, then I feel more sorry for you than anybody could ever feel sorry for me. I know that all the lies that they were said about me are just lies. It's lies. That the enemy will always try to kill, steal, and destroy. He will cause a lot of lies in your life in order to destroy you. I have a lot of evil people around me. It's obvious, because if not, I wouldn't be in this conversation, in this meet appointment,
or just
right?
People that are doing evil
Listen.
things. Sorry, having some technical difficulties, but she'll be right back. There she is.
At the end of everything, every day, I pray for my enemies. I have to wake up every day, and everything that they do differently every day, I have to forgive them in order to just get past every moment, every year, everything that they've done. But the truth is getting ready to be unveiled. In my case, like I said, they put people in different parking lots. They would hire them. They would take pictures of me. This got to the hands of federal agents that were they have ex-military background, CIA, and all sorts of other knowledge about what the government does. They signified my whole. They went back and they're like, okay, this woman right here lives right in front of the school that they're accusing her of that she does this, that she does that. They started doing a surveillance on me and an investigation, very deep investigation. They're like, she lives 2 blocks from the FBI, 3 from the marshals, 4 from internal affairs, 5 from the municipal court. No, 3 blocks from the municipal court. I'm in a jurisdiction where I can actually walk to these places while I'm having this conversation with you. That's how close they are. And they realize this is wrong. This is a lie. They're railroading this girl. And she's becoming a target. She's a target already. They're calling her all sorts of things that she's not. They looked into my bank account. They looked into who I was, my background, everything. And once they started realizing what they were doing to me and how they were manipulating the city and the community, right? They knew that who was behind this. They knew that there was something more than just what they were talking. I was a distraction while the 140 Haitians were showing up down here. I was a distraction while they were causing all sorts of collusion behind what's going on, what really is happening. Now, I didn't want to come on here.
It's like the devil himself was pointing the finger at you saying, look at that devil over there.
Yes, I didn't come here to explain that part. I'm here to explain a TI. I'm just saying that if you become part of these things because they pay you $10 or you follow her around and we'll buy you an old car because you don't have a car, you will reap what you sow. You shall reap what you sow in given time. We're not going to get away with it. The people that know about God, you know what I could tell you? When God moves, he moves in his own government. That's why the kingdom up there in heaven, they move in a government. So before we had the government here on earth, there's always been a government in heaven. So if the government from God comes, and what I'm saying comes, like he sends his right people, he chooses his right people to come after you, they will come after you. In my case, what they did wrong for me was take pictures. But because of those pictures, what they did for wrong for me, God did right. It got into the hands of an investigative group that is now has all the city in investigation and Mexico, because there is a collusion going on here. And it's further than what you can imagine. And all of this
is recorded too. Every single thing that is recorded in your minds and your memories. If the government can hack into your brain with technology, or, they say hack, if they can get into your brain with technology and see your memories every single moment of your life, what do you think God can do, right? And all the lies that they're saying about targeted individuals, they're lies. But the more you take part in the operations against them, the more those very things that you call them become more and more true, technically, if not definitely, the majority about you.
Yes, and there's something that I have to say. The Border Patrol does have this kind of organization. They do. It's on the websites. There's a lot of Border Patrol men and women that have come out and said, this is torture. This is wrong at all levels. And these people are using it by targeting someone that is not a criminal. And that's when it becomes illegal. You see, there's a lot of things that you can do. You can investigate a person. You can follow them around if they have something, but you can't just put somebody on the list because they paid you $25,000 like they did with Richard McGuire. You can't just, because Jackie, you came over and I took a film of you talking with me and you were making me believe that we're going to go out on a date. You were setting me up. You lied. You lied. You're not telling the people that. You lied, but it's on satellite. They've got all of this on satellite. It's on video. Everything. I've told you. I said, leave me alone. Get away from me. Stop doing this to me. Stop harassing me. Stop slandering me. Fix my name. But you're not going to fix my name because they paid you. Not only has the government paid you, but all these other people that you put against me by saying lies to them paid you and paid off all these other people that are in the bank and their wives. Just too many people on the list that you included to do this to me. A lot of people from the community. He was contracted to actually shoot me and then blamed that somebody was out in here in my house. He kept saying that I had somebody, some weirdo from another country. There was never nobody here. My father was sick in his bed, in his room. He lied. He said then I had pictures of all these people on my phone that either I knew them or I didn't. But because I used to be on chats of currency chats, he decided to tell everybody that I was going to do something wrong to these people as well. He put me in with so many important people in wrong, and I don't blame them. They believed him. They believed all these lies. A lot of people that got in on it were lied to. They believed somebody in a uniform. They believe all these people that how they did it. But they're the ones that were working with the government. They were the ones lying. Needless to say that Del Rio knew what they were going to do here. They knew from the beginning what the collusion was. But this had led now to a TI. Now I'm not put in the as something in the midst of whatever they were doing at the beginning. Now I've become just a target, but with a lot of things that have come that he's done and that they do. As I'm speaking to you, they're all outside my house going back and forth. That the projects are like 2 blocks down the road. They use the projects, the Del Rio projects, which is like a housing community. The people there, they hide there. They use the Catholic Church, which is 4 blocks from my house, 5 or 4. Yeah, it's all every day, 24/7. This is what they do. They have my neighbors right here. The neighbor next to me, or 2 houses down, his grandson, his dad works in the Border Patrol, and he got on there. He was the one that wiretapped my house, and now they're trying to hide what he did. And I feel bad because I grew up with his mother. I've never had an argument with his mom, never fought with anyone in my neighbors. I really thought we were good neighbors to each other. But I come to find out that it's not like that, that they hired them. They hired this guy because he works with these people that do that. They wiretap your house, they listen to you, and then they twist. So whenever you're talking to your mom about something, they'll twist lies. If you're a caregiver of your parents, they say that you hit them. They say lies. They say all the lies that you can't even imagine about you to hurt you in your community. And this boy that did this, because he's not that old, okay? He's a young guy in his Mustang or whatever car he drives, a sports car. He doesn't know how detrimental it is to go put somebody a wiretap without permission, without any jurisdiction of paperwork. But he did.
I just want to say, I want to cut in real quick and say that, people are in disbelief. They see us individually, not knowing about any other victims, only knowing about us individually, whoever knows us. And they say, why would somebody want to do that to you? Why would they go out of their way? They spend all their time, all their money, all their resources, all of that just for you. You think you're special? You think something this, blah, 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 blah. But you know what? Your soul is the most precious commodity in this universe. And beyond your soul, your mind, if they can control it, to get you to think, believe, and perceive the things that they want you to use you as a shield, to use you as a tool, to use you as a weapon, as a slave, as anything they want to, with everyone else helping to get you, to get everyone else to be that for them. Anyone like us that gets in the way of that is clearly a threat not to the people, not to God, not to life, but to those that are. So this is not a conspiracy theory. This is
No.
not a debate. We're telling you people that there is pure evil ongoing, and there's more than enough evidence, lifetimes worth, for you to know that as well. This is not something to debate about. It's not an argument. We're telling you that your salvation, your eternal lives rest upon whether you get right and get real. If you aren't already, or
Yes.
not.
And these are facts. A lot of people think that we're going to we come on here to get famous. No, or to look pretty. Of course not. This is about telling you the hell that we've been through, the things that we go through every day because somebody
So you
decided to
can
destroy
do
our
it.
character. Now, when we say something like, let's say that I said something about someone, I make sure that it's true what I'm going to say. I'm not just going to go out there and say something or make something up that is not true. In my case, I have names. I know where all of this happened. The investigators have investigated this long enough. My neighbors, I have neighbors with all the lights